Hello viewers, my name is Samir Khan and welcome back to my channel Sam's Classroom. Today we are going to learn the first chapter from ninth class biology, which is cell, its structure and functions. So guys, in your previous class you might have learned about the cell, its structure, as well as you might have studied about the discovery of the cell, its size, shape, unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Now let us recall some of the activities which you might have performed in your previous class, like the onion cells experiment and cheek cells experiment. In those experiments you might have noticed that uh, these onion cells, they are nearly rectangular in shape, whereas the cheek cells, they are irregular in shape. So today in this class we are going to learn more about a typical cell, its structure and the organelles which are present in both plant and animal cells. See, primarily cells, they are studied under a microscope. And when we observe a cell under a compound microscope, we can see some of its structures like cytoplasm, nucleus, chloroplast, mitochondria, etc. But when we observe this cell under a electron microscope, we can see few other structures inside it, like the Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, plastids, etc. So to study various cells, scientists, they have been trying to observe these cells under the compound and electron microscope from a very long time, and they have tried to draw their structures. They took the photographs of them. They tried to make the models of these cells and has given us a very valuable information about a typical cell. So today in this class, we are even going to learn about a typical cell. See, all the organelles which are shown in a typical plant or animal cell, they do not exist in every cell. For example, you might have observed chloroplast in a plant cell, whereas it is absent in an animal cell. So chloroplast are the structures which hold these green color pigments, and they are called chlorophyll. And this chloroplast we can see only in the case of plant cells, not in animal cells. So they are mostly found in the cells which are green, the cells of green leaves, tender stems, as well as the tender roots and all. So the organelles that feature in most of the cells are included in this model. So we are going to learn about a typical cell which provides us much more information about a plant as well as a animal cell. So let us compare a plant and animal cell and study about the differences between them. So guys, here you can see the structure of a plant cell as well as an animal cell. See, in your earlier classes, you might have studied about cell membrane, which is the outer covering of both plants as well as animals. But you might have also studied that plant is covered by another layer which is present over the cell membrane, and this layer is called as cell wall. So that means plant has an extra covering when compared to animal cells. So this cell wall is absent in animal cells. Remember, this is a very important question which comes in the examination also. What is the difference between plant cell and an animal cell? So the major difference between the plant and animal cell is the cell wall is present in plant cell, whereas it is absent in animal cell. Now let us observe this cell membrane under a microscope. For this we have to perform an activity. So let us go with this activity. So observing the cell membrane. See, for this you require a rheolleaf or else a beetle leaf. So what you have to do is take this rheolleaf and tear it with a single stroke. You'll observe a thin transparent portion at the edge of the leaf. Now cut that thin transparent portion, put it on a slide and add 2 drops of water on it and observe it under the microscope. You'll notice the cells in a rheolleaf. Now what you have to do is take 2 drops of salt solution and add it to this slide and observe it now. You'll notice that the cytoplasm inside the cells will shrunk, and you can clearly observe a cell membrane over there. Why this has happened? What is the reason behind it? See, the reason behind this is when we put salt solution on a rheolleaf, the water which is present inside the cytoplasm of this rheolleaf will come out. As a result, all the cells will shrink and the outer boundary becomes visible to us. So the outer boundary which is visible to us is nothing but the cell membrane. So this is also is called as plasma membrane. Why is it called as plasma membrane? See, because this membrane, it is protecting the plasma inside the cell. So what is plasma? The cytoplasm, the fluid portion of the cell. So cytoplasm, plasm mean fluid, cyto mean cell. So the fluid portion of the cell is protected by a membrane which is called as cell membrane, or else we can even call it as plasma membrane. Now, we can observe the structure of cell membrane only through the electron microscope. Cell membrane, it is very flexible and it is made up of lipids and proteins. Now, the cell membrane is the outermost layer of the cell and it separates the cytoplasm from the external environment. That means it is protecting the cytoplasm from the outer environment. So that is the reason why it is also called as plasma membrane. See, the cell membrane, it defines the size and shape of the cell also. And the internal environment of the cell is also is different from outside environment. And it is also is because of the cell membrane. You see, inside a cell, we can find very specific composition of various substances and these are maintained in a balance. The cell membrane, it also plays a very crucial role in maintaining this balance of the cell. So any substance which is either entering or leaving the cell, it enters and leaves through this membrane. And this is the uniqueness of this membrane. So that is the reason why we can even call this cell membrane as a selectively permeable membrane. What does it mean? See, selectively permeable membrane means this membrane, it allows only few substances to enter inside the cell, as well as it allows only few substances to exit outside the cell. So it is selectively allowing only few substances to come inside and go outside. So that's why we can even call the cell membrane as selectively permeable membrane. The next topic we are going to learn is about cell wall. So what is a cell wall? As we have discussed, it is a unique feature which is seen only in the plant cell. As we know, it is absent in animal cell. So, plant cell has an extra layer over the cell membrane which is called as cell wall. So, this is considered to be one of the major differences between plant and animal cell. The cell wall, it is also is a tough, flexible, porous layer and it also holds a definite shape. And it provides an extra protection to the cell. See, earlier it was believed that this cell wall was inactive, but now we came to know that it also has a significant role in a cell. What does it do? See, cell wall, it helps in continuous exchange of information between the cells, as well as it also helps in the growth and development of cells. And also a cell wall, it exerts inward and outward pressure on cell, which will help in maintaining the pressure of cell sap. Cell sap here is nothing but cytoplasm. So the fluid which is present inside the cell. So it helps in maintaining the pressure inside the cell. Hence, That is the reason why these plant cells, they can withstand much greater pressure when compared to the animal cells. Animal cells cannot withstand the pressure from inside. Okay, if we apply a little more pressure on an animal cell, the cell will burst. But when it comes to the plant cell, it is not the same, because plant cells, because they are covered by an extra covering, which is we are calling it as cell wall. So this cell wall, it helps in withstanding that extra pressure, and it will not burst like an animal cell. So there is a difference between plant and animal cell. So I hope you might have understood the topic still here. We shall continue with the next topic in the next video. If you like my teaching, then please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.